Coming up in today's video.
It's been like £50,000, 2 years, and she came to Zambia and there was no house. That literally, like, you're not seeing the vision, Trish.
That's right.
You're not. A lot of people say that if you buy land from chiefs, it's really cheap.
People are walking.
Wow. Hi guys, it's your girl Trish Chandan. Welcome to my channel. Now, if you're watching my channel for the first time, make sure that you subscribe. Today, we are in Zambia, we're in Lusaka, and we are going to be learning the do's and don'ts of how to buy land. So if you have questions on how to buy land in Zambia, and if you want to find out how do I buy land, what do I need to do, how much is it, today's video is going to be for you. And guess what? I've even got a special little surprise for you. So for today, we are actually going to be talking to a very important person. So let's go and meet her. This is Natasha, and Natasha is from Diaspora Connect. So introduce yourself and tell us a bit about yourself.
Thanks, Trish. First of all, thank you so much for having me on your video. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so my name is Natasha. I'm the founder and director of Diaspora Connect, and our sole objective is to help people like you, Trish, who live in the diaspora, buy property at home in a safe and reliable way.
Okay, like, I'll be honest with you, one of the problems that we find in the diaspora, when it comes to buying land, we kind of get put off because, you know, you hear that these horror stories. Like one of my friends, like, she was like, I'm buying land in Zambia, I'm gonna build a house. You know, she spent like £50,000, 2 years, and then she came to Zambia and there was no house. That literally they were building the house next door. So how can we avoid this? But before we do that, can we go and have a look at your amazing land?
Sure, no problem.
So how many acres is this?
So this is about half an acre.
Okay, so tell us about the area. Where is this?
Okay, so we're in Foxdale, and I would say that this is one of the areas that has really come up in Lusaka over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So if you had come here 10 years ago, you would have just seen bush. This was,
really?
Yeah, this was really farmland. But over the last 10 years, like I said, it's just become a thriving neighborhood.
Oh.
And we have Roma Park, which is a very well-established residential and commercial.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Roma Park.
Commercial estate. So we're actually at the back of the commercial estate, and then we have Foxdale Court down the road. We also have Miracle Life Family Church. So it's really a bustling community.
So in terms of like, what are you going to do with the land? What's your plans here?
Okay, so my plans is, I'm all about affordable properties, Trish.
Yeah?
I think it's really important that everybody has a chance to get on the property ladder back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be building apartments up to a shell structure.
Okay.
So what that means is that the block work will be done, plastering.
Have you seen my face? I'm so confused. So if you're like me, I need some sort of visual aid or something, you know, just to give me an idea of what these apartments are going to look like. So I reached out to Natasha and I asked her to put together some sort of like concept video so that we can visually see. And she did. So let's have a look.
I'm building 14 apartments. That's 2 blocks of 7 apartments each. Each apartment will be 90 square meters, 2-bedroomed apartments, guest toilet, and a shared bathroom and toilet. So downstairs will be the kitchen and the living areas, and upstairs will be the bedrooms and the shared bathroom and toilet. Now I know it's asking a lot of you to try and picture it all in your mind, so I got my architect to do a fantastic concept video showing you what these apartments are going to look like. So take a look at this. going to be doing 2 blocks of 7 apartments each.
All right, so it's like 2-bed apartments that you're doing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay then, so what's the cost of that?
I'll share that with you when I'm ready.
Because I'm always looking like, how can I invest? You know, I love making money. How can I make more money? So like, with the apartments that you're building, if I bought like 2 or 3 apartments, what can I do with that? Because I'm all the way in London, so what can I do with it?
No, I think it's really a great question, Trish, because I think with apartments like that, you can finish them up really nicely, do them up the way you want, put in some good furniture, and then you can put them on Airbnb and do short stay. Or you can do like booking.com, or, you know, you get people in staying for a couple of days. And that's a really good way of getting revenue from your investment property.
That's actually a really good idea, because to be honest with you, for me personally, when I come to Zambia, I don't really want to be staying with aunties or relatives. I want to just do my own thing. So if I've got like a little investment over here, a little home, that I've got a little apartment, I've got an Airbnb, then obviously when I come home I can just block out 6 months and I can be there myself.
Exactly. And now there are people here who can even help you with your Airbnb game.
Really?
Yes, so they can manage it for you, they can promote it for you.
Oh wow.
I know a really good property manager who can take care of your guests while they're there. And then when they leave, she makes sure that everything is still intact, that you know they haven't broken everything. But and
is that affordable? I know you don't know the prices, but would you say it's an affordable service?
It is an affordable service.
Like if you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, I want to invest into Zambia, she's really giving you a good idea. So essentially, you know, put it on Airbnb, booking.com, whatever, and just have someone run it for you. And really, that is passive income, just saying.
And Trish, I just also want to point something out. The way I do things, because you can finish something off on your own, you can have that all-white kitchen that you want.
Oh, really?
Yes. You can do the bathroom that you want.
Oh, wow.
So all of that is up to you.
Oh, so I get to choose it myself?
Yes. You finish it off the way that you want. So I'm just giving you the structure.
Yes.
And then you get to fill it in.
No, I'm really feeling that, because if it was me, like I said, I'm thinking about it being like people can come and rent it out and stuff. I'd really like white kitchen, the big bath, you know what I mean? Like I want it to look like a hotel.
Yes.
I want people to be like going on like Airbnb and being like, wow, I need to book that. So okay, guys, we're actually at the good part now. Tell us a bit more about what you do in the sense of like your background, like lawyer stuff and all that.
Okay, so I'm a lawyer by profession.
Yes.
And I've been in my own firm with my partners for almost 15 years now.
Oh wow.
So I've been doing this for a really long time. We've been doing property transactions, big property developments, helping individuals as well buy and sell property. So I've been doing that for a while, and then I also started Diaspora Connect, which is an online business helping people to buy property here at home. I've been doing that for
so
about
we go
5
to
years.
So if you want to buy property in Zambia, we come to you, right?
That's right, you come to me.
What's the first thing they should do before buying land in Zambia?
Okay, I think that the very first thing that you need to do is decide what is it that you actually want to buy, and what is your budget. Now, I know that talking to so many people in the diaspora, they can be really reluctant to give out that information. But guys, it's so critical, because, you know, I don't want to give you a property that's outside your budget.
I know, but you know what it is though, Natasha? We don't want to be like, oh, my budget is like £70,000 and then we're going to get ripped off, because you know what I mean? Because we're not in Zambia, and sometimes it happens all the time. Like people say, oh, this is the price, and they're pocketing £10,000 for themselves.
Well, I think that it's always important to do your research, right? So if you know what your budget is, go online and see what is available within your price range. Understand what areas they're in, and also what type of properties are in your budget range. So if you say, I want to buy a house, what type of house can you get? Are you seeing online for $70,000? So that when somebody presents you with something, then you're not starting from a completely blank slate.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay then, and can we trust you?
100%. And I'll tell you why you can trust me, Trish. I'm not just saying that you should trust me because it's me, but I'm a licensed lawyer. I'm a registered lawyer. So I'm regulated by the Law Association of Zambia. And I'm also a qualified estate agent, and I'm registered with the Zambia Institute of Estate Agency. So
if it goes wrong, we can complain. No, but that's important. It's important that you're regulated. Okay. So for us Zambians in the diaspora, how do we go about actually buying land in the sense of the legal way? Do we need to have, say for instance, like if you've got a British passport, do you have to have dual citizenship? Do you have to have an NRC? Do you have to buy a permit?
The important thing when you're buying land is, I always say, first prize is have your NRC. So I
What's
know
the
that
NRC?
the national registration card, that green card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which has your number and everything like that. You're supposed to get it when you're 16. So I know that right now, in fact, I attended an event last week by Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where they've just come out with guidelines for helping people get dual citizenship. And I think that is fantastic.
Yeah.
But if you have your NRC, then that's all that you need to show that you're a Zambian.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you gave up your Zambian citizenship and maybe you left the country before you got your NRC, there are other structures that we can use while you're sorting those things out, so we can incorporate a company. But you would have to be the minority shareholder because you're not Zambian.
Okay,
right? Yeah. So that company structure, it's the quickest, and it's a bit more expensive because obviously the incorporation fees and things like that.
You're saying I have to be the minority shareholder, like give me percentage.
So you wouldn't be able to own more than 24% of the shares.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. As a non-Zambian.
Seriously?
Yeah.
When did this rule come out?
It's been there for ages.
Oh, wow.
But the point is, what I always tell people is, come home and just sort out your papers. You know, like you, you're here.
Listen,
right now,
I'm
you're
here.
sorting it out.
I'm sorting it out.
You're sorting it out. But I also want to emphasize, when we do incorporate companies, because we've done it for many clients, even Zambians who don't have an NRC, we have safeguards in place. So you're not signing your life away, but we put in place legal safeguards so that property is yours and nobody can deal with it without your knowledge or consent.
Okay then, but you still only own 25%.
Well,
like, can they sell it without my permission?
No, not with the safeguards that we put in.
Okay.
And that's why it's important to use professionals.
Well, this is the thing, you know, you just might as well go to someone who knows what they're doing. Right. So if you're enjoying this video, if you want to see Natasha again, make sure that you comment in the comments. If you want to see her, be like, bring Natasha back. I'm thinking about buying land.
Good.
What area should I buy land? What area would you suggest to me that's going to be very profitable? A good area, clean. For me, I've got a family, so I'm always thinking about good schools.
Yeah.
Where would I go for that?
Okay, so what I always tell people is that if you want to be in an established neighborhood, it's expensive. So if we're looking at the Romas, Kablongas, Woodlands,
and the way I like those areas.
Well, then you better have the coin to back it up.
Okay.
But there's still so many other good up and coming areas. Because Lusaka's been growing. Yeah. Like this area that we're in right now, like I told you, 10 years ago this was all a bush.
Really?
So 5 years ago this was a bush. So Lusaka has really been growing. So you want to be in those areas that you can see that potential.
So where is that now?
So for example, we were selling some properties which are off the ring road in Lilai. Again, those are farm. You want to look at farm areas.
Lilai Lodge?
Not as far as that,
so
but in the Lilai area. So you want to look at areas which are former farm areas that are turning into residential.
Because they're the kind of places that will boom.
Yes, exactly.
So how far is that away from town?
So that one is probably about 12 kilometers from town. And it's not that far.
Miles, please.
Oh my God, who does miles in Zambia?
Okay, time. 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from town. Let's do it like that.
It's probably about 15 to 20 minutes away from town.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Yes, exactly.
And then, in terms, how much is prices around there for land?
So we had fantastic offers and they were snapped up really quickly. So we had about 600 square meters that were going at about 200,000 kwacha at the time.
Oh, that's
reasonable. And this was last year. Yeah,
that's really reasonable.
Yeah, very reasonable. We typically have land which is from about $12,000 to about I would say the most expensive we have now is about $50,000 for an acre.
Yeah.
So I think it's reasonable. And the ones which are 12,000 are small, but I think it's always good to start. Even if you're not starting with exactly that big thing that you'd want, as long as you start and you get your foot on the ladder.
Because I think some of us, we get stuck into it has to be perfect, the perfection.
Exactly.
So let's just do it and we'll kind of go from there. Is what you're saying.
Trish, I just want to also make another point because, when I show people some of our properties which are in these up and coming areas, they'll be like, oh, but it's a bush. And I'm like, do you know how many places were a bush a few years ago?
That's me.
That's
me. She's talking about me.
Yes, you go there now and it's like all built up. So don't miss out.
Because literally, I was with my husband. I forgot the name of it. It's near Kafue.
Okay.
It's towards there, and then he got this land. It was like, I think it's an acre.
Oh, okay.
He got a really, but I think he thought it was a good price. Maybe it's not. But anyway, he said, "Oh, babe, let me show you the house. Let me show you the land." I was like, "Oh, babe, it's just bush here, though." It's like, You're not seeing the vision, Trish.
That's right.
You're not seeing the vision. So don't be like me, just kind of like give it an opportunity. Talking about land. Now, a lot of people say that if you buy land from chiefs, it's really cheap. Is that worth doing?
Well, it is really cheap, right?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people like it. And like I said, the city's spreading out. But buying traditional land comes with its own pitfalls that you need to be aware of.
Such as?
If you want that land to convert it into land with a title deed, that process takes a very long time.
How long?
No, a long time.
Like years?
Yeah, it could take years. Very easily, it could
5,
take years.
10.
Maybe 2, 3. And then secondly, what if that land, because it's customary, it's not documented? There's no system. So how do you know if it hasn't been sold to 5 other people? You can't check. Unlike land which is on a title where we can go and do a search. But you can't do that with traditional land. Thirdly, because it's traditional, you don't have boundaries. The boundaries people are walking to say, 50 steps this way, 20 steps that way. So it's not like concrete until you start the process of putting it on title. So if somebody encroaches on your land, how will you know? How will you deal with it? Because it's not documented. And these are some of the pitfalls that I see. So I tell people in the diaspora, for you guys who are not here, I wouldn't recommend it. It's really better for somebody who lives here and they can start building straight away.
Oh, okay.
If you're in the diaspora and you can put something down on that land straight away, you're willing to take the risk of somebody
but it's
might
still a
showing
risk,
up.
Because can you imagine like 3 years in and then someone's like, I bought that land.
Exactly.
And she's like, no, that's headache.
So for me, no.
So it comes with its pitfalls then.
And also, some chiefs don't agree, right? To convert it into a land with title deeds. So you need to know that.
Okay, guys. Don't do it.
Hi guys, now I know a lot of you are going to be watching this video and you're going to be like, how much? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let Natasha explain a bit more about her services, and she'll break down how much the apartments are going to be and what you can get out of it. Natasha, go ahead.
Now, I know this is the part that a lot of you have been waiting for. How much will these units be? Well, I'm glad to say that sales have opened up again, and each unit is now going for 585,000 kwacha for cash. But I know a lot of you don't even want to hear a cash story, so I've got you covered. We also have a 6-month payment plan option and an option to pay for 12 months. So each unit is going to be sold as a gray structure. So what that means is that I'll be selling them as a shell. And that means all the block work will be done, the ceiling will be done, and the first fit will be done for the plumbing and the electricals. But I've got some good news, which is we have decided that our construction team will be finishing all the units for you. So that takes away all the headaches of trying to build or trying to finish a unit from a distance. Now you're going to have 2 options with the finishing. Is you can either get the materials from the team itself, or you have the option of bringing in your own materials. Not only that, you can decide what part of your apartment you want to finish. And also, once you finish paying for your unit, that is, once you finish paying for the gray structure, there are no long stories about title deeds. Each unit is already on title. And in fact, for some of those that bought during the initial launch, we've already started transferring title into their names. So just be rest assured that once you finish buying, you will have title processed.
I want to talk about the difference of leasehold and freehold. So if I buy land, is that mine forever?
No.
Huh?
So what it is that all land which is on title is owned by the president on behalf of the people of Zambia. And we lease that land on a long-term basis, on a 99-year basis. So that's what we have. It's called a leasehold, where on your title you'll see that you can hold that land for 99 years.
How do you get a freehold? You see, because the thing is, I'm going to be honest, Natasha, if I'm building my dream house, I want that to go to my great grandchildren.
I don't sell it first. But anyway, coming to your point, I have a lot of clients, international clients, who have the same question as you. They say, why isn't it a freehold? But the way that our law is structured is that the lease, when it expires, has to be renewed. It's not discretionary. It's not that somebody can just wake up and decide to take away your land. We don't have...
But for it to be renewed, that means there's a price for renewal, no?
Yeah, but that... it's the 99-year leases. Zambia hasn't been in existence for 99 years, so I don't know what that price would be. Okay. But going by what statutory fees are now, they're so low.
Oh, really?
They're so low.
So then when it runs out, you renew it, then you get another 99 years.
Exactly. And we have case law to this effect. Because we used to have 14-year leases, by the way.
Excuse me?
Yes,
14?
We used to have, provisional title deeds.
No.
And so there was case law around this issue.
Too much.
And the courts have made it very clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere where you can buy freehold? Does that even exist?
No, we don't. That was taken away a long time ago.
Oh, really?
So we don't have freehold in Zambia.
Okay. Okay, as long as they're not taking, I don't want it to be like I get to 99 like I'm going to be alive, but I might be anyway. And then they're like, no, it's going to be like £50,000 or whatever.
No. Because remember, everybody has a vested interest in property.
That is true.
We all want politicians, judges, everybody.
That's true,
so they can't just wake up and make it arbitrary and inaccessible, because then they'll be affected.
Okay, I didn't look at it that way, really. Well, for me, personally, I'm a Wi-Fi girl, right? Okay. So obviously because I'm a content creator.
Yes.
What I really want to find out is that when you're buying land, like, can you find out if the Wi-Fi is going to work in that area? Let me just explain. Like, for instance, right? A long time ago, we moved into this house in the UK, and I'm telling you, the network was so bad, people would ring you, hold on! You'd have to stand in certain spots. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Or let me just call you on WhatsApp. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. So like, how can we solve that problem? Because the worst thing for me, I don't want to be spending money on my dream house, spending £500,000, and people call me and I'm like, hello? Hold on. Hello? Hello? Hold on, one sec. Hello? I don't want to do that. So how can we sort that problem out?
One word, Trish.
Yes.
MiFi.
Okay.
You can get a MiFi.
Okay.
Buy some bundles, and you should be fine.
Okay.
But also, there've been quite a few ISPs, internet service providers.
Yeah, I want to know where they are.
They're expanding. You know, they're doing their Wi-Fi, and I have Wi-Fi at home, and But I don't think that should stop you from building a dream house.
No, honestly, that would irritate me, and I'm creating content and I have to upload it on YouTube, and it's 6 hours to upload. No.
Yes, actually, that is one of the major challenges of doing YouTube in Africa.
Hey, okay.
Yeah. And you're even talking about, you're worrying about Wi-Fi. Worry about power. Zesco. The people at the Diaspora, so innocent.
But you know what, I'll be honest, when I've been, like, it hasn't really been bad. Apart from one time when it was like in the morning and I was having a bath, and thank God I didn't wash my hair. And like, there was no water. There was no electricity. I was like, what's going on? But then I had to put the pump on. Then I'm like, there's no electricity, but whatever.
No, that's really funny because, Zesco sent out a notice in my neighborhood to say that the power was going on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to have a wash day. And then the power doesn't go. So you're in a dilemma. Should I start? Should I not?
Exactly.
Will I be soaping up and then the water goes?
And it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So do you have to pay taxes on land?
Okay, so you have to pay taxes when you're buying the land. Let me just make that clear. Now, this is called property transfer tax, and it just depends on the property you're buying. So sometimes the seller will pay, sometimes as a buyer you have to pay, okay? But it's a cost that you need to be aware of. Once you own the land, then there's what's called ground rent, because remember, you're renting the property from the government for 99 years, so you have to pay your rent. You have to be a good tenant.
Yes.
And there's also rates depending on where the property is. That's rates come under the council.
Okay.
And those are the statutory fees that you...
are they expensive?
No, they're very low. Okay. Although sometimes they revise them. So even, for example, Lusaka City Council, a lot of the councils went through a process where they were re-evaluating the properties so that they could increase the rates. So you may find that in certain areas it's gone up quite substantially.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's nothing crazy.
Oh, it's reasonable. What are the closing costs?
This is a really good question, Trish.
And before you answer, explain to people what closing costs are so people don't understand.
Okay, so closing costs, I would say, these are the costs that you incur incur to get title in your name. To me, that's what closing costs are.
Yeah.
And I love this question because I think so often, especially people in the diaspora,
Yes.
they only want to look at the cost of the land.
This is why. Let's find out everything.
Yes, yeah. And you know, I tell them that you need to look at all the costs, and we always give our customers a full picture of what to budget for those additional costs.
Yes.
So you need to look at the cost of getting your title deed. And what I mean by that is, are the legal fees included in the purchase price, or will you have to engage a lawyer to get your title deeds? Now remember, you guys are far away, right?
Yeah.
So you do need these costs. I know a lot of people get persuaded, no, I've got an uncle who knows someone at Ministry of Lands. Don't do that.
Me?
Your title deed might not be their priority.
Okay.
Yes. You've got the legal fees, you've got the property transfer tax. Again, like I said, you need to find out if that's a cost you have to pay.
Yeah.
There are also registration fees that are payable at Ministry of Lands to process your actual title deed.
Right.
Yeah. So
how much should we have extra in the budget?
Yeah, so like I said, it depends on the purchase price and what the vendor is willing to offer.
Yeah.
But I would always say you want to budget between 5 to 10%.
No, so one more fun question before we go.
Yes.
So, Natasha, I've got £300,000 and I come to you and I say, I want to do something.
Yes.
And then I say, what's your fee? Because me, I want to just give you the money. Maybe you charge me 10 grand, whatever, and you say you sort it out. Where are we building? Where are we going?
We would want to be in an area like this.
Okay.
Yeah, so we want to be in an area which is not right in the center of Lusaka, because then your £300,000 won't do very much.
Yeah.
You want to be in one of the outskirts or one of the upcoming growing areas.
Yes.
And I would say you probably want to build apartments, or you want to buy a bigger piece of land and maybe subdivide it and sell it into different lots.
Okay, cool. Well guys, I hope that this video was really informative, and thank you so much to Natasha from Diaspora Connect coming along and just kind of telling us the do's and don'ts in regards to Zambian property, right? And if you're watching me for the first time, please make sure that you subscribe, you like and you share this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.